Fucking shit.
Oh, good morning, Microsoft. It's Signal Centre Talking Ball. I'm John Aber, joined by Steve O'Hare and Ian Coleman. How are we,
Morning all.
gents?
Yeah, good.
All
You?
good. All good in the
Caught
hood.
you mid-rant there, Steve.
Yeah, I just can't get onto my Microsoft for some reason.
So
Don't
we're
know.
taking a corporate decision to shift across to Google, was that?
Yeah.
What's the Google share price doing?
Well, we're going to do the spread this morning. That's my trade for the day. Sell Microsoft, buy Google. That's it. I'll just try and get it up on the chart.
Okay.
I'm on a roll anyway, so let's talk about Talking Bull.
No, let's
guns
not.
ahead.
Let's steady now. How was your weekend anyway, gents, first and foremost?
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
a little bit lockdownish, wasn't it? Couldn't really sort of do exactly what we want, but managed to. I've started my outside seating area. I'm sort of putting up a few more planks of wood on the side to sort of make it more of an outside room.
Yeah,
But,
and then some patio heaters.
Yeah, I've ordered them. They're coming this week. Yeah, just to sort of make it a bit warmer, because obviously looks like we're in it for the long haul.
Yes. So with regards to COVID cases, in much of Europe, they're all at records. Millions across the region are facing great restrictions on their movements. Switzerland will require to wear masks indoors, effective of Monday, and gatherings of more than 15 people will be forbidden. Belgium has the most cases per capita in Europe. They're announced plans for new restrictions starting today. Boris has also warned that he will have no choice but to impose the toughest level of pandemic restrictions on Manchester unless the city's mayor backs down and agrees to the new curbs. Andy Durham, is it? He's been all over the news at the weekend in the UK, standing up for the people of Manchester, saying that you can't lock us down without paying us, basically, and I'm making
Northerners don't play ball, do they? That's the takeaway from this.
I think everyone's sort of a little bit in the same boat. We've sort of had all the lockdown, and there is going to be some kicking back on it, and some of it is fair enough. I think people are looking more at the numbers, like analysing numbers, like we do every day, and I do it a lot on the COVID thing as well. And I'm scratching my head a little bit, thinking that maybe a lot of what they're trying to do is a real breach of our civil liberty. But at the same time, if everyone was sensible, then we may not have to sort of like be quite as extreme with the measures. I don't know. Yeah. It's something we're going to be talking about for years to come, and we're going to be looking back at this in a few years' time, hopefully, and saying we should have done it this way, we should have done it that way.
Yeah, his bat phone's going.
Oh, that was my followers. They're just phoning up and just
Was it Microsoft trying to do you a deal?
Yeah, it was 20%'s not good enough, pal.
Okay, so should we move on to some charts then? Is anybody taking a look at what's going on? Ian, normally across the FX stuff, have you got anything to share with us?
No, I had 3 days off last week, didn't I? So I had loads of time to fuck around with charts.
So on that, normally when you have a few days off, you just redraw your charts. That's what you do.
That's what I've done. Yeah, basically spent all weekend at it. But dollar index starting off with. So these are just intraday charts, 3-hour charts. So we're having a bit of risk on this morning, aren't we? Because basically Nancy Pelosi has said over the weekend that there's still a chance of getting a deal done, an extra stimulus package before the election, which is pushing it a bit tight. But because of that, we've seen stock indices, especially US futures, open to the upside. So we're starting to see a move lower in the dollar index. I don't think it's going to last. I've got support here, which is a potential right shoulder of a bullish head and shoulders pattern. So left shoulder here, head, neckline, right shoulder here, also lines up very nicely with a Gartley pattern. So I'm looking for an initial dip down in the dollar, but I think that will then be bought into when they probably come out and say that stimulus package is impossible and they won't get it through. But anyway, I'm long-term bullish in the dollar index, short-term bearish, and if you sort of reflect that back onto other charts, this is euro dollar, which played out really well, got all the way down to the crab target You can see this inside fib here, which basically was at 116.92, and we just clipped below that. I think the resistance, decent resistance level, is this reverse trend line. The euro dollar basket is looking quite bullish as well at the moment, so I wouldn't really be looking to take euro dollar shorts until up there about 117.90. Cable has actually got off to a good start this morning, but I think it's in sort of no man's land as far as I'm concerned. There's sort of resistance levels up here at 130.10. And then I think if we break this sort of support at 128.54, then we're going to get a decent move down to sort of 127.39. So I'd expect it to stay in this range probably for the majority of the week. Saying that, euro sterling is quite bearish, and we are seeing a sell-off in that in quite early trade. This is one of my favorite calls if we get it for a long-term bias. And I don't know if this will be Swiss intervention or just purely dollar buying, but this looks very nice for a move up to this level, which is around about 93.50. So I'm looking to buy dips down here around about 90, about 91 the figure, and that hopefully will line up with that dip buying in the dollar index. The risk reward on that is obviously very good, because with a stop just below here and the target up here, it ends up being just over 10R for a dip buying trade in dollar Swiss this week. Dollar yen, again, I think it's risk on, just getting the stalling in price action at this previous swing high, but prime support areas are down here, and then potentially two sort of target levels higher up, 106.08 and 106.69. Most of the yen crosses have got the same bias as well, so it's looking quite good for yen weakness, at least at the beginning of the week. Dollar kettle, euro sterling, I'll quickly show. We sort of got off to a blinding start. I think the target levels are down here at 89.80-ish. So basically, I think it's risk on at the beginning of the week. Dollar yen or yen crosses moving to the upside, dollar index moving to the downside, but only temporarily.
Okay, great. Steve, you got some charts to share with us? You need to share your screen.
Oh, here we go. It's all gone wrong. I wanted
Microsoft again.
Talk a little bit.
Need to share your screen. There it is.
Yeah, there it is. Yes, my esteemed friend and market guru, Darren Courtney Cook.
We had a good chat. The dog then behind you. We're going to introduce him to the show.
Probably knows. Probably got more chance of making money than we all have, obviously. But Darren, we had a good chat the weekend, just talking about market bubbles, obviously, like you do, conspiracy theories, everything like that. Obviously, October's a big month for stock market crashes. The biggest stock market crashes have taken place in October. And I'm calling it because Darren told me it's going down. We're both quite bearish traders.
He's never been a buyer, is he?
No, he's never bought one. No. And the one of the things we're talking about is just, we've talked openly and for quite a while now. And if you look at the NASDAQ chart, about this ridiculous rally we've had since the March lows, and we've looked like we've got some sort of topping formation taking place. Obviously, last week is that this week's as well? Hold on one second. So yeah, last week's price action shooting star candle, that's bearish and negative. We started off on the front foot today. But any turnaround and break below last week's lows is extremely negative in my book. Also, anyone without looking at a chart, because you won't be able to find it, the NASDAQ fell between 2001 and 2002 with the .com going bust. Any ideas what it fell from and to as a valuation?
No idea.
It was trading at 5,000 in early 2001, and by 2002 it was trading at 1,000.
Wow.
So beware. We're trading at 12,000. Nasdaq looks funky and phenomenal, but you know the sort of, if you look at the sell-offs we have had, where's the measuring tool on here?
Second from top.
If you go down to where you do those long and short trade ideas, you'll be able to find one in there.
All right.
Go to price range.
Yeah. So obviously 30% there. And we have a, you know, I really do think that we've got to be a bit careful. Everything's teetering. Still a lot of crap out there that the markets aren't paying any attention to it in terms of valuation. So
a lot of companies in the tech space don't actually make any money, do they? But their valuations are through the roof.
It's like the sort of emperor's clothes, isn't it? It's sort of like, you know, he's walking about naked, and everyone is sort of like thinking, yeah, it's all right. He's wearing some nice gear,
wearing some nice clobber.
So let's get real, shall we? October. Yeah. I've had enough now. I'm sort of
okay. Like, so how does this look on the European markets? Because they already look poised for a drop, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know, the charts aren't particularly bullish.
As well. Yeah. FTSE, look, hanging man candle here. Weekly channel going down. We sort of got a shooting star on the hourly chart as well here. Ooh, look out. Steve's talking. So yeah, I'm sort of I'm on a roll with the talking, but with a gun to head. So I'm going to smash it this week.
All right, you keep going on about it. I'm going to have to start talking about it soon, aren't I? Just to
go on then.
Tell everybody what you're going on about. Okay, well, is there anything else we need to go through on the charts quickly?
No.
Anything else particularly standing out for you guys? Obviously, you covered the indices. I think they're pretty flat overall, really. Gold, maybe.
Yeah, maybe gold.
Even that's not doing a whole lot.
I don't know if it's holding around this 1900 level. Oh, it's popped up in the last.
That'd be due to the dollar weakness, which Ian highlighted. Yeah. Oil is not doing very much at all. Still stuck below that 41.72 level. Mm-hmm. So while it's there, I think, you know, potential for a bit of range trading in between there. I think that's pretty much it. So can't delay it any longer. We're going to have to go and talk about Steve's gone to the head trade. So this is his last 3 trades. He's had a 6.37R win on Nasdaq, a 3R hit target on Euro Yen, and a 3R hit target on DAX. So
I should take more holidays, surely.
12.37R in 3 trades.
Is that good or not? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
It's sort of like just feels natural now.
It's okay. You know, it's not bad.
Look at that.
So that's what happens. We're at all-time highs now on our P&L. We are up 145.44% since we started doing
steamed this. Up to, oh no, what's the R? Okay, that's 39% win rate suddenly.
Yeah, it was like 0 about 2 weeks ago or a week ago.
Yeah. Got to hold on to this, Steve. You've been up at these levels before. So you need to consolidate here, or just keep smashing it. It's up to you.
I'll go for keep smashing it.
Okay. Just to follow up on the other trades that we had, it was only myself here last week as Ian was off, and I had a small win on Euro Yen of 0.34R. Not that it really matters when Steve's hitting them out the park like he is. So go on then, Steve. What you got today?
Well, I just again, we're looking at these levels drawn in from before. We got one at 13,033. No idea why I drew that in, but it doesn't really matter. So I'm going to go short of either DAX. Oh, I like this as well. This is just sort of stalled around 11,950. But Nasdaq is the sort of tech one that that you have got to be a bit careful with because it's so corrupt. Did I say that out loud? That's ridiculous. Right, so I'm going to sell DAX here and stop on this. So I'm selling it at 12,970. My stop will be at 13,035. Let me see. 13,035 yet. And I'm going to go for a 3-to-1 risk reward again. So even that would be putting a fib in. We could get a retracement to around about a 61.8% fib, which is obviously the common retracement level. So just in front of there. Yeah, that's what I'm going for.
Okay. Best of luck. Ian, you got a trade ready?
I'm going opposite. I'm going long Aussie yen on risk on, basically. What have I done there? Jesus, more fibs.
Tell him more fibs.
Tell him more fibs. So I'm going to go all the way up to there and overstop there. So 5 and a bit are getting long of Aussie yen at 74, 79. Targeting 76.40. We'll stop at 74.50. 5.5 hour.
Lovely. I still like the idea of going long euro yen, which I did on Friday. So it only made 0.34R, but it's still sort of around the same sort of level. So I'm going to buy it again today at 123.56, and I'm going to target a move up to this swing high here at 125.05. So around about 5R on that, with a stop at 123.27, around about 30 ticks. So still fancy that. Maybe some bottoming price action going on here, break of the short-term trend, possibility, I think, of a move higher over the coming hours, but we shall see.
Good luck.
Okay, that's 3 trades from us all today. Let's see how they go. News-wise, anything else to add from you guys? I know obviously we talked about COVID, we talked about potential for stimulus. We've got the election obviously underway, obviously campaigning underway, should I say. What, we've got 15 days, I think, until that happens, 3rd of November.
Yeah, not long.
Expectations are pointing towards a Biden victory, and it's talking about bringing a huge stimulus package with it from the Democrats. So have to wait and see how that plays out. I don't think anyone's getting too carried away with anybody winning based on what we've seen in the past about bookmakers' predictions and polls ahead of the actual event. So we'll see what happens there. We've got no data out today, but we do have some speakers. We've got appearances from Jay Powell, Christine Lagarde, and numerous MPC and FOMC members providing plenty of fresh monetary policy commentary. So a few bits to keep an eye out for, but nothing specific in terms of data releases. Anything else, gents?
No, I'm about 1 hour on side now already. So I
Okay.
just wanted to make sure that's all my millions of followers. Just have to make people aware that obviously now, once the big boys get wind of me making all this go out of the market, they'll probably start sort of take my stops out. So be careful there.
All right, thanks very much. Okay, let's wrap it up there then, guys. Hope everybody has a good week, and we'll be back tomorrow morning to see if Steve can continue his hot streak.
Cheers,
Lovely.
guys.
Good luck.
Take care. Bye.
Cheers.